やけん。それはもう言われん。
15.
バタバタっと言ってしまった。今はもうみんな脳なし。
10.
体中にがんが回っちゅうて、
ほとんどがんでなくなっちゃう。酒の飲みすぎよって普通にみんなに言われて。
5.
申し訳んことガーンってやわ。
よくわかります。
これを持って死ねる。
4. 3.
父ちゃん来ちゃったよ。
2.
うちの父がもう36やきね。
1.
Nuclear tests first began in the Pacific only 10 months after the dropping of the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The U.S. conducted the tests at Bikini Atoll, a rich tuna fishing ground. This was the beginning to the contamination of the sea and sky.
Operation Science.
2 years later, in 1948, it was done 3 times, and in 1951, 4 times.
0.
Additionally, in 1952, the first H-bomb test in human history was conducted. We now know that at this point, radioactive contamination had reached the Japanese archipelago. The fishing ground had become the Sea of Death. The tuna fishermen, without knowing, continued fishing. Due to constant nuclear tests, the sea, fish, air, rain, and boats were heavily contaminated. The crew members had no refuge. Contaminated tuna became a nationwide horror. Tuna was placed on the docks for radiation measuring.
で私がやられた頭で1500って言われたの。
We, the Nankai Broadcasting crew, began this report, collecting data from 2004. It was 50 years after the H-bomb test.
島崎久さん。
ああ、いやもうないなっておらんで。
もうその本人は亡くなっておりまして。
ちょっとね。
ちゃんとるくないわ。
あ、すいません。今第7広報丸いてね。あ、いやもうやめますはい、やめますから。はい。すいません。すいません。第7広報丸いう船をね。
何ですか。
知らんですか。
それも知らないあれ死んでないけど。
そうですね。
聞きたかったらもう土の下行っていこうや。もう60、70近い人らはもうほとんどその亡くなった人らはほとんど信じろよ。
で自分にね、私の兄とそれから姉婿とのちょっとみんながつらつらっとのうなってしまった、ね、私の兄と1週間違いでのうなったうちのお父さんとね。
昔これかぶっちょるがこれやっぱ原因しょるがやるわねとはわしら言うたけどのこの皆うちらでも10人くらいうちの親に連れていちょるけどね皆も早く死にもたわ。
時間あたり 48.5 ミリシーベルトになりますね。ですから例えば10時間そこにいるとね、約485ミリシーベルト やはり相当な被爆急性障害が起きてもおかしくないような被爆がね、あった可能性大ですよねこれね。
There was a fisherman who had witnessed all 3 nuclear tests.
1958年に水爆。
水爆見たわ。
見たが、それこそ。
目で。
それこそ火の玉も見たし。
大西さん見ちゅう。
煙も僕も。
キノコ雲。
キノコ雲も見ちゅうよ。
1958, Keigo Onishi witnessed the mushroom cloud. It was the year when the U.S. did 34 nuclear test explosions while many tuna fishing boats were operating nearby.
The shock imparted by blast to the superstructure can damage or carry away equipment.
In 1962, 40 thermonuclear test explosions were performed. Onishi witnesses the 3rd mushroom cloud.
大騒ぎもしやへんでもうめ。もうめ。これやけど。言われちょうがやね。
Most tuna fishing boats began to avoid the areas near Ground Zero and changed their fishing grounds to the coastal waters of Okinawa. However, contamination had spread to areas beyond imagination. In 2010, Nankai Broadcasting obtained the confidential documents of the United States Atomic Energy Commissions. The fallout cloud completely engulfed the Japanese archipelago. In all parts of Japan, radioactivity was being measured. People began to fear the exposure, saying that if you get exposed to rain, your hair will fall out. The papers reported that people were caught under a mass hysteria. Raincoats and hats were out of stock. Japan was seized by the fear of the radioactive black rain. We investigated 3 prefectures, Okinawa, Kyoto, and Yamagata. Radioactive substances came with the rain. In 1961, the house was built, and like a lid, it covered the soil. A sample of the soil was taken. The synthetic radioisotope cesium-137 was identified.
結構硬いですね。
50 years since the nuclear test. Are there any radioactive contaminations left in the soil today? Investigations were made in 5 places in Okinawa, 2 places in Kyoto, and 2 places in Yamagata.
で分析をした結果、沖縄で、4カ所、京都と山形ではそれぞれ2カ所、合計8カ所で、セシウム137の放射能が確認をされました。
From 1956 to 1958, during those 3 years, the radioactive rain continued to fall on Japan. The rain surpassing the fish standard of disposal of 1 million counts. The AEC, before the nuclear weapons test, had set radiological monitoring posts all around the world and were already monitoring. Conscious of a worldwide radioactive contamination, they continued to conduct nuclear tests.